This is our 20 time project!
This year, our senior year, we were given the opportunity to choose a 20 time project. 20 time was created by Google, in which they gave their employees 20% of the work week to work on whatever they wanted.
JAC Speaks is a group that we made up of John Bree, Allie, and Carson, where we went and talked to the 8th graders about high school and life.
For our project, we went to speak with the 8th graders about different issues that they are more than likely to experience once they encounter the journey that is high school. These talks included the topics of peer pressure and behavior, cyberbullying, safe social media use, and taking classes in school seriously, because we know that these are big things that students may have to deal with in the future.
Our plan would be to visit the middle school once a month, every other month, starting in January. This means we would go talk to them once in January, once in March, and the final time in May, being that will be our last month in school. After speaking with Baseline's principal, we established that the best time for the 8th graders would be during their 5th hour, which is from 11:16 a.m. to 12:06 p.m.
The last thing that needed to be done was to figure out the dates that we would be visiting, and we also had to write out our talks for the students. Our main goal for those talks was to get our point across to the students that high school is not all what you expect, and we want to give them the information that we wished we would have known at their age. We have heard many things about this upcoming generation of kids, and we really wanted to be able to have an effect on the way that they look at things before we leave South Haven.
Our first talk was in January, and it was about peer pressure and behavior in high school. We wanted to touch on the fact that peer pressure can be a lot different from high school versus middle school. In middle school, certain things aren't as apparent in friend groups. We also wanted to talk about behavioral issues, since a lot of the times, middle schoolers act a lot different than high schoolers do.
Our second presentation was on cyberbullying and safe social media use. This presentation was focused on the fact that cyberbullying will not be tolerated and that things that you post on social media can be found and the internet is forever. For this presentation, we really wanted to emphasize the fact that things that you post now can affect you later in life. After this presentation, we sent out a survey, and as you can see from the picture, we were only waiting for 3 responses, which was 2 of our own and 1 from the principal, meaning that we had a full turnout and all of the students responded.
Our third and final presentation was focused about high school. We took all the questions from our questionnaire and put them into our last presentation and answered them. Some of them hit the topics of academics, athletics, extracurricular, and some even just about the building in general. The best part of this project was the positive feedback we got from our presentations. We felt that the 8th graders really took what we said to heart and listened to our advice for them. We also felt that we gave them more of an easy feeling as they are coming into high school about what to expect and how to act and the things that they're going to see.
During this process, we learned a lot about the 8th graders, but we also learned a lot about ourselves during this process because we noticed how much we've changed since freshman year, and we were able to take that knowledge and turn it into something to give the 8th graders. There were times when we were unsure of what to say, and our nerves may have gotten the best of us, but we learned that we had to put that aside in order to give them the advice that we thought that they needed. Things we could have or should have done differently. We should have spent more time preparing our presentations instead of procrastinating and waiting until the last minute, and we wish that we would have had more time actually presenting the project to the 8th graders because we felt like we were rushing.
After our second presentation, we sent out a questionnaire that we had made up that asked the students what questions they had for high school. We wanted to touch base on these questions in our third presentation.
The questions that were in this questionnaire were, what is one question for us or one of us individually that could help you prepare for high school and things that come along with being a high school student? What are your worries, if any, about high school? And any other questions that the students may have had for us. With this survey, we made sure that the students knew that they would remain anonymous so that we could help build the trust between us and the students.
For our last presentation, we made a video of students giving advice that they wish they had known before coming into high school.
If I could know one thing coming into high school, it's that the smart kids are cooler than the cool kids.
One thing I wish I would have known is that procrastination is bad, because if not now, when?
Alright, this is for all the upcoming freshmen next year. The key in high school is to stay focused on your work and stay ahead. Wish you good luck.
One thing I wish I knew before coming into high school was that I shouldn't take everything so seriously.
Next year seniors, our advice for you is to choose something that is going to help someone else and not just yourself.
And something that you're passionate about.
Because in the process, when you're helping someone else, you get to learn about them and yourself while being in the community.
We also think that it's a huge project to take on and to make sure that you follow through with what you say you're going to do and not procrastinate it so bad that when it comes the week before it's due, you change your project completely because you realize you didn't do anything that you said you were going to do.
And actually use class time to work on your project. Don't just sit on your phone.
Yeah, with the project being 20% of your time, you want it to be something that you could follow through with and something that truly means something to you.
It's also 20% of your grade.
In conclusion, I think this project went really well because we're each so different, so we offered a different perspective to each of the students.
All in all, we really enjoyed this project and think that it made a huge impact on the 8th graders and helped them
transition. We helped them transition into high school. And I think it was a good use of the 20% of our time to help them out because we were able to get to know them before we leave the school.
I can't do this! Are you recording me? No, I want
Hey.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2. Allie, get in this. Allie, get up at the same level as us.
In conclusion,
We
think that because each of us is so...
Thomas.
Thank you, Miss O'Neill, for this year and sophomore year.
Thank you for being more than a teacher for us, but also being a friend, someone to go to. That's so cheesy, but it's true. So, thanks.
We'll miss you.